When does survival become heresy? When does the will to endure bend so far that it fractures beneath the weight of righteousness? When the voice of God grows faint and men dig deeper into the earth, not to pray, but to listen. There in the hollow dark, the Synod waits. It is an institution that does not fight with gun or blade, but with prophecy, revelation, and children whose minds are meant to walk a path beyond everything human. The Synod of Strategic Prophecy is not an army in the traditional sense. It does not marshal divisions, nor does it storm trenches or hold the line with tanks. It is an institution that moves through time itself, grasping at strands of revelation, bending the present through communion with the divine. The Church, and thereby the faithful, believe the Synod hears the true voice of God, but beyond what the masses of the public believes. The truth is much more terrible than the claim. For to hear him, truly hear him, is to surrender not only your ears, but the definition of yourself. The Synod dwells in seclusion, far from the mud and gas of the front lines. Its sanctum lies in the valley of the Word, hidden within a forgotten gorge, a place that is soaked in both silence and sacred terror. It is a place where the rocks themselves are said to vibrate with divine echo, a persistent whisper that has existed from before the beginning. And it is from this veil that the Synod directs the unbroken future of Christendom. But this power of direction is not born of holiness, it is born through ungodly sacrifice. At the center of the valley, towering over all, stands the Gate of God, a colossal cathedral of wires, antennae, and spiraling machinery. This prophetic amalgamation is not a church, neither is it a temple. It is a machine of divine translation. It is a vast construct of sacred geometry and cursed ambition, designed to pierce the veil between man and the mind of God. It is here beneath this tower that they raise the prophetic tacticians, children chosen before they can speak, cut open before they can sin. Fewer than 1 in 10,000 possess the gift, the sensitivity to hear the voice of God. Thousands are selected, barely any survive the surgeries, and even less survive the communion. Surgically altered, chemically preserved, their minds bound by copper and prayer, they transcend reality to become more than children and less than human. The children are plugged into great difference engines that hum with meaning beyond human understanding. Some of these children connected to the machinery die in seconds, others burn from within. A few of them might emerge, bent and trembling, mouths pouring prophecies in languages that no one remembers. And yet still, those who survive are forced to continue, forced deeper into the valley. For in the vaults beneath the headquarters, even further down where light itself falters, the tacticians are connected to the Council of Saints, a macabre parliament of bone and memory. There the holy relics of martyrs long dead are wired into the Synod's machines, the bones of Saint Barbara, the ashes of John the Warrior, the severed hand of Saint Teresa, twitching within its glass. However, important is it to understand that this is not a seance, it is a battle. For to speak with the dead is to draw the gaze of hell itself, and because of this, the council chambers are never quiet. Each session echoes with the rustle of ancient robes and the terrible wailing of something far worse. For hell knows, and they listen in as well. Through corrupted relics planted within the temple, through buried forgeries laced with might demons, they reach back, they infect the council, and they whisper falsehood into the mouths of the faithful. And because of this, every council meeting risks disaster. Many of the children tacticians never return, and those who do have aged centuries in mere minutes. Some are possessed, some are consumed, some are shattered into nonsense, muttering divine syllables so pure that it peels the paint from stone. And yet the church persists in its mission, for they truly believe that somewhere within the gibbering agony of the children's communion lies the holy strategy. Yet should the heavens remain silent if the saints are unwilling and God is distant, then the church is of the conviction that man himself must build his own prophets. And so in their desperation, the synod turns to flesh and iron and forges its will into warrior monks, monks which are called the observers. The observers are not born, they are made, piece by piece, thought by thought, cloistered silence. Each observer lives alone, not in mere solitude, but in perfect sensory absence. Their monastic cells are built of special alloys that block out all sound, all vibration, all interference, even light. Not a breath of wind, nor a whisper of time may reach them, for even the smallest distraction might drown the voice of God forever. Relentlessly, for hours each day they train, not just in war, not just in combat, but in meditation, in clarity, and in obedience. Because to fight as an observer is not to react in the middle of combat, it is to know. These warriors wear the Oculus helmet, an artifact of orichalcum so finely attuned to their soul that no two of them are alike. Through the eye of God embedded within, the observer sees not just the now, but the moment before and the moment yet to come. Every strike they made has already happened, and every blow they avoid already foreseen. But prophecy is a double-edged sword, for the divine narrative never ends. The voice never pauses, and the echo of creation, that ceaseless hum of the Almighty's speech, relentlessly fills their ears without ending. They have no rest, no sleep, only endless communion. And so they drug themselves into sanity, numbing the mind just enough to focus, just enough to kill. It is said that they speak with God on the battlefield, but those who have encountered them in the trenches says it sounds like tormented screaming. This is rumored to be the commands given in the holy tongue, a tongue which only they can speak. Their voice, amplified through sacred metal, resonates with such perfection that even the most unfaithful must obey, if only for a moment. Through one command, the word of an observer is enough to force an enemy to drop their weapon or even turn it on themselves. But even now, through the sacrifice of thousands of children and the creation of the perfect warrior monk, the Synod is not satisfied. Each year the gate of God rises higher, a steel and blood tower that scrapes at the heaven. Each and every day its vast labyrinth of antenna and trumpets sings to the stars, a broken liturgy of every tongue ever spoken. The Synod believes that if they perfect the shape of their machines, if they purify the minds of their prophets, and if they silence the earth itself, then perhaps they will finally hear the full voice at last. But then one can't help but wonder, is it truly faith that drives them, or is it something else? For each relic they consult brings them closer to damnation. Each observer they deploy is a soul burned brighter than a candle in the wind. Each child turned tactician is yet another step on a path leading not to salvation, and because of this, the war cardinal watches with suspicion, and the princes of the church speak of a schism. Because the Synod no longer waits for permission, it acts when the voice commands, and in the end, only the Synod may know what the voice actually says. It is said that some whispered that the gate of God is no longer just a tower, but a mouth that speaks word of power the world was not meant to hear. that its signals reaches not just heaven, but beyond as well. They even say that the tower now dreams, and in its dreaming, it has begun to choose its own prophets. If that is true, and the voice is no longer truly God's, then what voice is the Synod actually listening to? So yet again, one has to ask the question, when does survival become heresy? It is when we silence the soul to amplify divine connection, when we sacrifice children so the dead may whisper, when we build a tower to touch heaven, only to find our own madness in the skies above. The Synod has not yet fallen, but it has gone so far in the name of survival for mankind that it may longer know or understand what it is it's surviving for. And when the final battle comes, when hell marches beneath a black sun and the saints fall silent, what voice will the Synod follow then? And will it still be the voice of God? Hey there, Hazmat here. That was yet another disturbing insight into the world of Trench Crusade, and this will definitely not be the last. If you've enjoyed this episode, then make sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, a big thanks goes out to the Hunters Lounge, specifically the exclusive Johnny Sevens, the exclusive The Coyote, the exclusive Gitchy Boy, the exclusive War Monk, and the exclusive Rat. The VIPs, Corvo Bearslayer, Derivative, Doug Powell, Gino Lucero, Goose, Hambone, Jiminel Bob, Corey Peterson, Michael Furnell, Mortev Menace, Hein, Slip, Stas Biestic, Sunrise Phoenix, TJ Crane, Texas Toast, and the Wizard of Copper, and of course, all the regulars. If you want to support the ongoing lore, then consider signing up as a member of the Hunters Lounge for as little as a single $1 a month. Link is in the description below. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.